Well, Group B is done and dusted, and it's fair to say it was a bit of a thriller towards the end. It probably shouldn't have been when you looked at the calibre of teams that were in the group, but this is the World Cup. As we know, anything can happen, and it pretty much did. So first of all, we get into where did everybody finish in the group. Spain were in first. At the beginning of the tournament, that would have been what you thought, but it didn't quite work out like that. They still managed to get first place, so Portugal in second, Iran in third, and Morocco in fourth. What happened last night, the latest round of games that were played, we had Spain versus Morocco and Portugal versus Iran. And the biggest shock was that Spain were just very poor. Again, nothing really was created too much. It should have been an easy win against a Morocco side that have, it's fair to say, they have underperformed so far in this competition. With some of the players they've got, they should have done a bit better. But that game actually ended up being 2-2. Spain nearly lost as well, apart from that late equaliser from Iago Aspas. If that wasn't there, who knows what would have happened. In the other fixture, Portugal and Iran, another game. You would have thought Portugal would have closed out, but no. It was 1-1. Iran had a really late penalty claim, I believe, which they ended up getting. They drew 1-1, and that was that, which meant that the group did actually finish off pretty much how you'd think it would. But it was a lot closer than the actual table looks. There was controversy though. Cristiano Ronaldo, should he have been sent off? My opinion is that from when I've looked at it, I don't actually think he should. There's been a lot of debate whether it should have been a red or nothing at all, rather than the referee going in the middle ground of yellow, but I think he was just playing it safe. But that was that. Out of everyone though, who really stood out in this group? What player kind of showed up from the rest? And I think from the first two games at least, you have to go ahead and say Cristiano Ronaldo. Scoring that hat-trick up against Spain was just absolutely insanity. He managed to do that. He scored that free kick as well, really late on in the game to kind of seal that game. And he just showed why he is one of, if not the best player in the world. We won't decide on that because everyone has their opinion. But he's just done so well. Obviously, I said a minute ago, there was a controversy about him maybe elbowing someone. But again, I don't think that was true. He just showed why he was an absolutely fantastic player. For me, we also actually have Diego Costa for Spain. Nobody was sure how he would perform in this tournament because his style just is not the generic Spanish style. You know, he's a big kind of tall target man / generic forward. He doesn't have tons of pace. He's not going to run in behind. He's not going to do tiki-taka stuff that you would kind of associate with Spanish football. And because of that, there's always going to be a question mark over how he was going to do. But Spain did actually change up how they were going to play a little bit. They played a bit more towards his strengths, and it did work, getting some goals in the first two games. I don't think he got any goals yesterday, if I'm mistaken. I don't think he did. But he still did very well. It'd be interesting to see how they play pushing on into the next round. I'm trying to think who they've got off the top of my head. I believe they've got Russia, so should be interesting. That'll probably be an easier game for them rather than the other fixture, which will be Uruguay versus Portugal. I nearly forgot that as well. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one. Who underperformed? I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and say the whole entire Morocco team. They just didn't do too well. They do have decent players. You've got Benatia in there. I think they've got players like Boussoufa as well. I've probably forgotten a load of others, if I can say that correctly. I think Amrabat as well, but we won't keep on going through the lineup. They should have just been better. They didn't beat Iran. They were unlucky to concede a 95th minute goal, but they didn't score any, so it was never going to come. And the other two games didn't really work. They decided to turn up in the last game against Spain, but at that point it was already too late and they didn't have any chance of getting through. So overall, they weren't great. We'll give a mention out to Iran. They did well. What can I say? Carlos Queiroz has got that team going. He did really well to get into the World Cup. They played counter-attacking football and it worked. Just very quickly, into the next round. Who do our guys have? I've already mentioned it once. We've got Uruguay up against Portugal, which is going to be an absolutely massive game. I actually think Uruguay might be able to get through that. Portugal are jammy, so they might just slip through like they always seem to do. They did it at the Euros, but it'll definitely be a good fixture. The other one, we've got Spain versus Russia. You would expect Spain to probably ease through that if they're starting to get into the tournament, but anything's possible with Russia. They're the home nation. All the support they've got, it could really be a catalyst for them and push them on further in the competition. It's now about the time where we whip up my prediction for what I had for Group B, and it was a very good one today. Yesterday we only got 1 out of 4 correct, which wasn't ideal, but today we're going to pop it up. I think we're going to pop it up here, or maybe here today. So what happened? First place in real life, we know, was Spain. We decided to put Spain first. Second, Portugal. We had Portugal. Third, we had Iran. same as the group stage. And fourth, of course, we had Morocco. So we got 4 out of 4 today. My prediction was 100% right, which is a nice little turnaround from yesterday, seeing as I got 1 out of 4 and it was a little bit of a struggle. After all of that though, I finally have my little bit of knowledge for you guys today. Excuse me looking down, I have to look at my phone to pronounce his name. I cannot even say it properly. It's the goalkeeper from Iran, if I can read his name correctly, Alreza Berenvand. He saved the penalty against Cristiano Ronaldo yesterday, and before he was a football player, he was a street cleaner, and he slept outside his local team's football stadium for a certain amount of time. I don't know the duration, but that's another interesting bit of fact. It always seems to be goalkeepers. It was yesterday, it was today, but that's that. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe as always. Let me know what other video concepts, anything at all you want to see me upload on this channel. The support is much appreciated, and I will see you all on the next video.